everyone. Can you hear me okay? Check 1, 2. And there's the BGM, and Ina, everyone can hear you now.
Wow.
Wow.
Hello.
Wow. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hope you guys are doing well on this fine morning.
Good morning, Kelly.
Thank you. It is indeed morning time for your boy. Oh man. Oh man.
On the scale of 1 to on the scale of Yuul to 10, how awake are you?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I like how you phrased that. I'd say pretty much Yuul right now, which is I'm assuming real F-wording tired.
Yes.
Real F-wording tired, baby. That's a legit question. Yes, indeed. But you know what? It's worth it to be running this TTRPG with you guys, so it's no worries.
Thank you for doing all the work in the back. I see everything you prepared. I'm just like, how do you have time to prepare all this, Kelly?
Thank you. Well, I mean, I genuinely enjoy doing it, so you know, it's all good. Even if yeah, it does take some time, but it's always like it gets the creative juices flowing. You know, I love to like sit down and be creative. So yeah, it's pretty fun. So it's really no worry at all. I'm just happy to be here running your game. Forgive me if I occasionally yawn a little bit, you guys, but the coffee should be kicking in pretty soon.
In 5 minutes and 37 seconds.
Yeah, maybe. Or probably more like 6 minutes and 20 seconds, or maybe never. That's also a possibility. Yeah, there's also a possibility that my body has just learned to filter out coffee as poison, I guess, so it doesn't work.
Oh, for me, I drink coffee to calm down instead of, waking up these days.
Wow, that's way different.
Opposite, like when you're tired and you get like super, super hyper and you're just like all over the place bouncing off the walls. And then you drink coffee and you're just like, all is right with the world.
That is a first. I've never heard that before, but wow, that's crazy. Human body is nuts, man, I tell you what. And things like that work different for everyone. Yeah, it was weird because like I did all of these things to try and knock myself out last night. Like I took a really hot bath and then I like put on some like brand new pajamas, blasted the air conditioner, turned off all the lights, made sure I didn't look at my phone for like 30 minutes before I slept. And you know what, Ina? I went to bed at about 10:30 p.m. and I didn't fall asleep until about 3 a.m. Why?
Big mood.
Yeah.
I think I do that sometimes too. Like, I get like when I'm sitting on my chair, I'm just like super, super drowsy. I'm just like, oh, maybe it's time for bed. And I roll into bed, and I'm just like, well, I'm awake for another 5 hours. Yeah.
Why? Why does it have to be that way, Ina? I don't understand.
It's just how things be. Your brain's just like,
yeah.
that you could get your own way.
Yeah.
Think again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm sure that I'll wake up pretty soon, but I feel like I'm decently woken up, at least because I had to kind of get up and scramble to pull all the things together. I had prepared a lot of stuff, but like have to pull up all the documents, got the core book ready to look at, so that's good. Speaking of which, you guys, we have a couple rule changes. So basically, I wanted to change around the rules and take some from the first edition to modify the game in a way that I thought might be more balanced and ended up being less balanced. So we are going back to just switching to straight up using Chronicles of Darkness rulebook. That is the rulebook that we are going to use. And with that being said, there may be some minor adjustments to be done to the sheets. For example, though, like some of the merits aren't quite right, but we'll figure all that out later. It's a little bit different. For skill specialties, I still stand by the homebrew rule that I want you guys to just have fun and choose whatever skill specialty you like to just be creative. So that's not changing, but there is one big change, you guys, and it's that we're not doing the difficulty anymore. I'm not going to sit here and think about what the difficulty of a roll will be, as cool as I thought that was in the beginning, it also kind of further complicates it for me and the players have to think a little bit more. So here's the rule, guys. From here on out, it's going to be just like how I played it my first go-around with World of Darkness. Every die that shows 8, 9, or 10 is a success, okay? And you only need 1 success to achieve your goal, okay?
Okay.
But, and this is me looking at the book right now, it's better to get more successes if you want to hurt someone, since your successes add to your damage when attacking. So you want more than 1, but you really only need 1 to accomplish the task. Also, 10s are repeating, so if you roll a 10, you get to roll it again. Roll a 10, roll it again.
10, 10, 10.
10, 10, 10, again, again, again. And you keep rolling 10s. If you keep rolling 10s, you keep adding successes until you don't roll a 10.
So you could roll 10s forever.
Yes, exactly. So 8, 9, and 10 are the golden numbers, you guys. Those are the numbers that we want in this game. And also, there are some rolls that have modifiers. For example, like they could be anything given to you by your weapon, or maybe a modifier that I, as the storyteller, give you. But we'll get more to that when it becomes relevant. And also, this applies, and I'm sure that it may not be so big of a factor for Yuul, because I think your mental statistics are pretty nice. But if your pool drops below 1 die, which means, for example, you end up with less than 1 dice. So say that you're trying to do a crafting roll, but you have no dots in crafting. And you only have, let's say you're trying to make it in the moment, so you would use wits, and your wits is only 2. Well, because you're unskilled, you have 0 dots in crafts, you take a -3 penalty to your dice pool, which means you have -1 dice. So, obviously you can't roll -1 dice, right? So I give you 1, but you have to roll a 10 with that in order to succeed. A 9 won't do, an 8 won't do. Those are just, those are pretty much just like regular failures. If you roll
a 7?
A 7? No 7. No lucky 7. The 7 is not necessarily lucky this time, you guys. It's got to be a 10. And you don't re-roll it.
Okay.
You don't re-roll the 10. You just get the 1. And if you roll 1, if you get a 1 on that chance die, it's a dramatic failure, which means you're gonna have a really bad time.
Oh no.
Like really bad. Both dramatic failures and exceptional successes can end up getting you a quote-unquote condition, which can either help you, like aid you in your journey, or become a detriment to you. So, yeah, stay vigilant and keep that in your mind. We're gonna do some test rolls, Ina, but first, before we do that, we gotta show your character sheet to the world.
Yes.
First, I'll go ahead and yeah, I saw that. And first, we're gonna show the reference, character reference of it's Yuul be Alwright, your character. Oh my god, I love the sleeping mask.
Oh yeah. I got rid of it at first, and then I was like, her head looks too empty, so I added it back in.
I love it. It's very cute. Perfect.
I'll probably use it to avoid staring at something at times, maybe.
Nice. That's a good idea.
Its existence.
Oh my goodness. Let's pray you don't run into anything if it's chasing you.
I hope so. If I can't see it, it can't see me.
Yeah, exactly. Though you may take a -3 penalty. For sleeping mask, I gotta say, you get bonus points for fashion, but you're definitely gonna take a penalty for it being in your way. Oh man, but I can't lie. The fashion sense is on point. I love it. Oh my gosh. What does Yuul's shirt say?
Let me sleep.
Let me sleep. Ah yes, of course. Perfect.
It's a designer shirt.
Oh my goodness.
Designer brand Ninomae.
That's perfect. I love it. Okay, that's canon, by the way. That is actually canon. Obviously. First, we're gonna start off with the history of Yuul and description. Would you like to read it, or would you like your boy to read it?
should I rest your voice a little bit?
Sure, that would be a great help.
You'll be talking a lot, so
indeed.
Okay,
it's like a sip of water.
So you can chug coffee while I'm talking.
Yes, water and coffee will do.
History. A typical grad student. She thought she was going to have a relatively normal experience during her graduate studies, but her hopes were shattered when the professor in charge was a bit on the crazier side. Starting from daily chores and errands to dangerous deliveries and adventures in foreign lands, Yuul has experienced quite a lot during her time under the professor. Some would classify Yuul as a quote-unquote mad scientist type, but that is just a misconception, as she often has to take credit for her professor's doings. Because her professor is basically just a hermit in the lab doing random stuff, but never takes credit for the explosions and crazy things that happen.
Oh man.
Yeah, and Yuul often dreams of the days where she can sleep peacefully without having to worry about what new problems await her the next day. Driving recklessly, and the recklessly is crossed out, is a hobby? Question mark?
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Yuul, I'm worried about you with your sleep issues. Getting behind the wheel.
Believe me. Maybe it's a secret technique that's passed down the generations in her family. It's called this hidden tiger sleeping driving technique.
That's right. You fall asleep and then all of a sudden you're a master driver.
Exactly.
I mean, I kind of like it. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the game. But man, I would love to see that happen. Absolutely beautiful. Wow.
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
That's her kind of, sort of brief history. Yeah.
Very, very good. Thank you for letting me rest my voice. That was nice. Appreciate it. Heck yeah. And last, we're going to pull up these, not their character reference, but the character sheet. Stat sheet, here we go! In case you guys missed out on the character creation sheet, there have probably been some updates, yeah?
No, it's exactly the same.
Oh, nice! Okay, cool. We might make some adjustments before the main game, but for now, we're just gonna roll with this.
Yeah, if you have any corrections you need to make, just get that red pen and just scribble all over it.
You betcha. Correct your homework. Leave it to me.
Sensei.
Yeah, leave it to me. I'll correct your homework.
Yay!
Nice. Okie dokie. So with that being said, I guess this is the sheet that we'll be using today. And actually, we're going to go ahead and make some test rolls with this. Yeah. All right. So once again, I'm going to be doing the rolling this time. We have a different plan in the future for everyone to be able to roll themselves. That will be happening. Don't worry, but for now, this is how the cookie crumbles. So let's...
Cookie.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm hungry now. Why'd I say that? No, it's okay. It's not your fault. All right. So first, I'm going to need you to add up your wits and composure for a perception check. Okay?
Wits and composure.
Yes. Let me know that number is.
Let me get my calculator.
Oh, all good. Take your time.
Pull out my TI-84.
as any college student would.
What's it? Was it wits and composure?
Yes.
3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 7.
7? Okie dokie. That's a 7d10. Whoa, that's pretty good. So let's see what you got in perception. Now, you're going to be doing this roll often. If you want to survey your surroundings, just say perception check. And you'll be allowed
Sensei,
to roll. Yeah.
I need a note.
Okay.
I need to write down notes.
You betcha. Take your time. Grab that notepad.
Open notepad. Okay. Perception check. Wait. Composure. Check surroundings. Okay, I'm good, Sensei.
All right. Excellent. Now here we go. Let's see how you did. All right, and the details. Okay, so you got 1 success. That's not bad. You succeeded, but I'd probably describe just the very basic outline of your surroundings. Let's go ahead and give it another roll. Roll 7d10. Okay.
Ooh.
All right, this is
10.
very good. A 10, exactly. Sharp eye you have there. And that was a 2, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So that gets you a really detailed description of your surroundings.
Oh.
Yes. By the way, I know some people were concerned about this before. In this version of the game, ones do not cancel out your successes. They do not. They do not. No. So don't worry too much about that. It's fine.
Okay.
And yeah, I wouldn't do that to you guys. No, thank you. We don't need to do that right now. We don't need to do that. We need to play that way.
Good.
Yeah. All right. So before we kind of get right into the story, I have a couple questions just to ask you, Ina, the player. First off, I want to know some details. What exactly is Yuul studying as a scientist? Is it like biology or like molecular stuff or environmental?
I would say probably closer to chemistry.
I see.
A little bit into biology.
So like a biochemist kind of thing?
I guess so.
A little similar to that. Okay, we can keep it pretty vague. Sounds good. And did you have any specific requests for I guess the professor? Like what they look like or anything like that, or is it up to me?
It's up to you. I think like the professor is kind of like, they're really crazy, but they're kind of like in the shadows, you know? Like, they never like leave the shadows. They're kind of mysterious, but they still do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, gotcha. I want their name to be Dr. Oopsie.
Dr. Oopsie. Dr. Oopsie.
Dr. Oopsie.
Oh man, that's a nice name.
Yeah, that's
all right.
That's my only request.
That's the only request. Gotcha. I also had I had a name for the professor, but I like this a lot better. I like this
what
better.
Was the name? It can be their first name, maybe.
No, it's very silly. It's a very silly name.
I mean, you'll be all right. So what?
I named the professor ILS Astonish You. But I like Dr. Oopsie better, to be honest. It's okay.
What if Dr. Oopsie's kind of like their mad scientist name, and their actual name is
ILS Astonish?
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's what everyone. But everyone calls him Dr. Oopsie.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, like when you get really close to professors and stuff, you know how you're like on first name basis and whatnot. You can just be like, it's gonna be like, oh, your name is too long, so everyone's just gonna call you Dr. Oopsie.
Yeah, perfect. Amazing. I like that. That's good. That's good. Okay. All right. With that being said, I guess we'll just go ahead and get right into it.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Before we actually set the scene, I'd like to know if you could tell me a day in the life of Yuul v. Alwright.
Okay, so what time do you think would you start the day?
Question. Depends on what was happening the night before.
Starts off the day at 4 a.m. in the morning. Probably wakes up from the couch in the lab.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Passed out there from 30 minutes ago.
Working late.
Probably turns on all the lights because it's still probably pretty dark. Checks around, you know, see if there's anything to clean up. See if the doctor or professor did anything stupid overnight. I guess maybe check over some of the research. Maybe if there's like overnight stuff that, you know, has to be checked, probably check over that. Then probably head over to the professor's room, check if there's any paperwork to be done. And then probably around morning time, probably grab something quick to eat and get to classes. And then after that, probably just if there's some time, probably go, get some groceries, walk around town. Maybe she has to teach some of the students, like as a TA.
Right.
And then probably return to the lab, work on her papers, I guess, until late. And then probably fall asleep, doze off.
Wow. Busy.
Probably that's the life of a grad student, I hope.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Perfect. Sounds good to me. Thank you very much for the detailed description. All right. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and set the scene for you guys. If you're all ready to jump right in.
Yes.
All righty. Let's see. So, as you can see below, we have the scene is actually your school. The name of your university is Justa University for the Scientifically Gifted. It's a quaint and unassuming university on the outskirts of the town of Mythton. Though small in size and attending students, its renown is unquestionable. Nestled on the border of both town and forest, its halls hold boundless scientific secrets, granted only to those learners who dare to push their limits. At least, that's how the place is marketed. But you know better. It's just another college with a decent graduate program, and it's the first place that took you, and it seemed okay. So you were like, all right, cool. This'll do. And it is the final year of your master's degree, actually. You've got a lot on your plate, and even more so, working as the assistant to the school's head of biology, Professor Isle S. Stanshu, aka Dr. Oopsie. So a rather bookish and reserved, albeit young and somewhat frail and bespectacled professor with something of an off vibe, a sort of mad scientist type, if you will. And though the professor has detractors, mostly who are there for a piece of paper saying they can quote-unquote do science, the professor also has admirers. Yes. And though perhaps you consider yourself to be neither one of those things, quite frankly, it is a required part of your TA course to assist in anything that Dr. Oopsie asks for. So you've seen a lot and gone many places and stayed up late nights to fulfill the professor's silly errands, and yet you still can't figure out for the life of you why so many students are somehow envious of your position. You see, with each project, the professor has become more and more unhinged and obsessive in a way. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the newest, most recent project might just break the record. A project revolving around human regeneration. Yes. This is something that the professor has been very interested in for some time, and you've gone and done quite a few annoying errands to help out, like gathering materials and whatnot to create, well, not necessarily human beings, but get rather close, I guess. It's like that weird sort of like a questioning of, well, it's not really weird, but an interesting questioning of morality in a way that it's like, we can create a human body, but how can you animate it? Kind of thing. So you've seen the professor make some crazy shit, actually. Yeah. Let's see. As for description of the professor, let's see. You know, I thought rather hard about this, and have you ever played the game Mad Father before?
No.
You haven't? There's a character
I watched
like
you play a little bit, but
there's like a chainsaw wielding.
Look up the character if you tell me their name.
If you just look up Mad Father, you'll probably get a picture of the Mad Father. But yeah, Mad Dad is kind of crazy, a crazy bespectacled scientist.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah, but I think actually in this scenario, the professor is a very kind of ragged, disheveled, and tired-looking lady. But basically, Mad Father vibes for anyone here who has played Mad Father. Yeah, yeah, just really kind of spooky and creepy, but for some reason has many admirers. You can't really figure out why. But whatever. So, we're gonna start off in the story. It is an early morning, and it's almost time for class, actually, and you've nearly overslept. However, the first to wake you up in the morning is not the professor, believe it or not, because she is out doing something else that you can't for the life of you imagine. Could be anything, really. You'll probably take the fall for it, but
oh dear.
yeah, you're pretty used to it by now. So let's see. I'm gonna change this music.
I gotta channel my inner sleepy.
Yeah, make sure you get real tired.
If I don't answer, I'd probably fall asleep.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Here, found it. All right. You wake up at 6 a.m. And interestingly enough, as I said, it wasn't the professor that woke you up, but instead, someone that you don't see very often these days, your dorm mate. You have a roommate, actually, who you never see because you don't really stay in the dorm, but she is one of your good friends. Yeah. It's your friend, Nita.
Nita?
Yeah. Her full name is Nita Friend. Yeah. Pretty self-explanatory, but you don't really question the weird name. It's pretty normal here. Everyone's got weird names here.
Oh, yeah. Understandable.
But you hear a knock, knock, knock on the door, and you know that it's her because on the days that the professor isn't around to wake you up out of your stupor, it's usually Nita who's come around to give you a coffee, a little Starbucks coffee, to wake you up in the morning. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, Yuul, are you there?
Yuul's not here. Please leave a message after the beep.
Knock, knock, knock. Oh, come on. I brought you coffee. Please. I know you're tired, but you gotta let me in.
Is it a venti?
Yup. Only your favorite.
All right, you can come in.
Thanks. You let in your friend, and Nita has brought you a venti coffee. How do you like your coffee, Yuul? This is an important question.
Blacker than my soul.
Somehow I figured you would say that. I figured you would say that. So Nita gives you your coffee, and of course, she has something like one of those fancy frappes or whatever that all the kids are into. The sugary stuff that doesn't necessarily wake you up but tastes real nice, I guess. So she kind of sits down next to you and says, "Were you up all night again? Doing weird, spooky Dr. Oopsie stuff?"
Yeah, define all night.
All night as in maybe you got 1 or 2 hours of sleep? That's not real sleep. That's basically a nap. You know that, right?
Everyone in the world knows that a nap is 8 hours and real sleep is 1 or 2 hours.
Oh, gosh. I had a feeling you would say that. I had a feeling you would say that. I am really worried about you, honestly. You know, the brain suffers a lot of really, really bad stuff. Bad issues and sicknesses, especially in the future, if you don't get proper sleep. It is clinically proven to shorten the lifespan if you don't get proper sleep. And I care about your lifespan. You're my friend, you know?
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
But I probably have to nerf my brain a little bit, otherwise the world will be in danger.
She laughs and is like, "Ah, yes, that big brain of yours. How could I forget? How could I forget?" She kind of sighs a little bit and is like, "All right, well, I guess it can't be helped, but, you know, the professor has seemed really on edge recently, and I'm wondering if it's, like, affecting you. Are you okay? Like, how are you doing, girl? I'm curious. I hope you're doing fine. You know I gotta check in on you."
On a scale of 1 to... I need a necromancer, probably a 7.5. So like.
All right, well, if you need a necromancer, I'm your girl. Anytime you need coffee, just let me know.
You always got my back.
Yeah, of course. You guys are pretty decent friends. Even though you only met like 2 years ago. But basically, Nita is in a similar situation as you. Returned for another go at the college life. Most especially because she kind of feels like she didn't get the full college experience. At least that's how she phrased it to you. Another kind of a bookish type, but unlike you, she's kind of into parties.
That type.
Yeah, the party type, but not necessarily like the hardcore party type. More like someone who really wants to fit in, kind of thing. Yeah,
a social butterfly.
Yes, a social butterfly kind of thing, especially as being a graduate. She was kind of the opposite when she was an undergrad. At least that's what she told you. But yeah, you two, you hang out sometimes, and especially because you guys sit next to each other in class. So it's actually time for the first class of the morning. And you guys sit next to each other, but of course you have the seat that's closest to the professor, naturally, in case she has anything that she wants you to do. Normally it's a pretty good facade. She'll say things like, "Yuul, please pass out today's quiz," or something like that, and simple stuff, but you know what goes on behind the scenes. All a bit of a facade. But for today's class, everyone kind of starts to file in. For this school, there's not necessarily a big lecture hall, but rather a lab/lecture hall kind of combination area. And everyone kind of starts to file in for the day. You've kind of gotten a chance to wake up as much as Yuul possibly can wake up, really. Which is debatable how much, but you've woken up a little bit. You are still rather sleepy, though. And the professor begins to kind of call roll and whatnot. He's calling for roll, calls for, first, of course, you. You'll be all right. Let's see, Miss Alwright. Miss Alwright.
Yes.
Please do try to get a bit more sleep. I need you to be attentive.
There is no try.
All right, I'll let it slide. Let's see. Next up, let's see, Miss Friend here. Let's see. Next, going down the list, Miss. Let's see. Is Ima here? I haven't seen Ima. Has anyone seen Ima? I'm back here. You hear Ima in the back. Ima's another classmate of yours, but a total party girl. As always, Professor, you know I'd never miss your lecture. She's like one of those girls. Yeah. One of those party types. Very tall and very tan, very long blonde hair. But even though sitting in the back, seems very fixated on the professor. Big fan. Yeah. And next up, let's see, Mr. Time. Is Mr. Time here? Mr. Time. Mr. Time. Mr. And then all of a sudden the door opens. I'm here, Professor! I would never miss your lecture. And then Nita says, "Hey, Justin, over here! Justin, come here. Sit with us." And Justin goes to sit next to Nita. Do try to be a little earlier, Mr. Time. Yeah, gotcha, Professor. No problem. Sorry about that. Now you've got everyone in. Everyone's in the class. There's more people, but and they all have weird names, weird funky names. For whatever reason, everyone at this school is just like that. You can't figure out for the life of you why. But everyone kind of starts today's lecture, and today the professor is talking about, well, something rather interesting, and by interesting I mean a little off the curriculum. Recently, the professor's been kind of interested in, of course, you know, this odd little human biochemistry project thing about human regeneration and whatnot, and is kind of going off the rails, talking about like the human body makeup and whatnot, and how everyone in class is going to be performing a special experiment a little later this week. We're all going to try and create a living, breathing, organic piece of matter. But you don't know how that's going to go. Seems suspicious, right? I mean, from everything that you know from your biological studies, this doesn't seem like something that can just be pulled off, like whatever, no problem. Easy enough to do, right? Because the wall that you and the professor have always hit is that it is increasingly difficult to actually animate something, right? I mean, you can put a bunch of organic things together, but to actually animate it is another thing. So everyone's kind of tuned out a little bit, except of course for Ima, because Ima's a big fan of the professor, and also a couple of the other ladies in the room are a big fan of the professor and her teachings, listening very intently and also looking at you with very envious eyes.
I don't like these stares at the back of my head.
You feel them staring daggers into you, Yuul. For whatever reason, all of them wish they could be you, running crazy errands for the professor, but if only they knew.
Only they knew.
Yeah, it's a hard life, but you're kind of snapped out of these thoughts by Nita actually talking to you, because at this point the lecture has ended and you guys are starting to do some experiment stuff, and it's time for a bit of chatter. And Nita says, Yuul, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go out of my way to do something for you that I really think would be good for you.
What?
Do you want to hang out, like, I don't know, later today and like go do something fun?
Sorry. Sure. Wait. Let me check my schedule.
Don't worry too much about the professor. Really, it should be fine. You deserve a break.
Really should, but as long as I'm back by whatever time I have to come back.
Okay, sure. So it's a promise then, right? As long as you're back by whenever the professor needs you.
Okay, fine.
Yay!
Okay.
Awesome! Yay! Justin, she said yes. And Justin leans over and is like, "Oh yeah, so I guess we'll see you later then, right?"
As long as you're on time.
Hey, Justin is always on time, all right? I'm always on time. I always make it on time. Listen.
Yeah,
just Hey! Hey, they don't call me that for nothing, man. But I hope you ladies are the ones that are on time, because it's gonna be a sick party. Woo!
Nina, you didn't tell me this was a party.
Oh, it's just a little get together. It's nothing really intense or anything. And then Justin says, "What are you talking about? Only the sickest party of the year for Sigma Sigma Beta Beta Alpha Sigma Alpha." Woo! You ever been to a frat party before? It's gonna be so sick. Gonna be so sick. You're gonna love it. Don't worry. We're not gonna haze you or anything. That's only for the freshmen. You're good.
That's
Don't.
okay.
We're not gonna haze you, I promise. That's totally like not our style. Plus also the Delta Sisterhood is gonna be there too. So plenty of other people to party with as well. Not just us, though. We are the coolest, the best frat. Yeah. Nita says you'll be able to make more friends. You know? You seem really worried. Look, here's what we can do. Just go for like the first 10 minutes, and if you aren't feeling it, then we leave and go do something else. I don't know, go to Waffle House or something like that. I don't know. I just want to help you get out there, you know? Yeah.
I am so excited.
That's the spirit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. She seems excited now. Real excited. Yeah. All right. So, at this point, the professor actually kind of claps a little bit and is like, "Yuul, I need you for something. Could you please come over here?
Oh, save the professor. Alright, I'll be there in a minute.
Thank you. Everyone else, you may leave. Class is dismissed, and the experiment is kind of over for today. You guys just did some really basic stuff. Just really kind of run-of-the-mill, boring experiment stuff. But, you know, the usual, and everyone just kind of leaves very sluggish, which is kind of par for the course with this professor especially. But once everyone has left, the professor says, I need you for something. Would you mind listening?
Something?
Yes.
Clarify something?
Not here. We need to go to a different room, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, very kind of top secret stuff, if you wouldn't mind coming this way.
Right now?
Yes. Do you have any other classes? I checked your schedule, actually you don't, so.
Oh, fine, let's go.
All right, right this way, please. And you exit the main lab into kind of the sub-lab, which is, looks like this. Here we go. This is kind of the more special area that's reserved specifically for you and the professor to kind of do your work. And the professor says, things are beginning to get rather intense, Yuul. The project is proceeding very smoothly, and I feel like I'm about to make a breakthrough, but I need your help with something.
All right, you keep saying something, Professor. Just spit it out. What is it?
The only reason that I hesitate so much is because it's going to sound crazy. It'll probably sound absolutely insane. And I know this isn't the first time, but this is really it. What if I told you that human beings could be made from sticks and leaves?
I mean, technically it is within... It should be within the possibilities, but... we always got stuck near the last part, Professor. What makes you think this time is any different?
Because, well, it's because recently I've made a most interesting discovery. You see, there have been many cases of missing children. Have you been looking at the newspaper recently?
Not the most recent ones, but I did hear about it a little bit amongst the students.
Oh, I see. Because you see, recently many children have been disappearing into the forest, and some of them have been reappearing. However, in my research, I've discovered that these children that reappear are not human any longer. There's something different about them. Specifically that, well, their bones are made of sticks, and their bodies are composed of leaves, but you can't tell right from looking at them, just from one look, you see. So, I need to do further research.
How, Professor? How? Did you check?
How? Well, it was very simple, really. I've been in contact with some of the families of the missing children, and I have gone to see these children. That is how I know.
Okay. So, are you saying you want to try and recreate it?
Indeed.
On your own?
Yes, indeed.
Wait, hold on. How? I mean, how?
You seem rather astonished, I know. They don't call me I'll astonish you for nothing.
I'm telling you, it's been years. We've been at this for years, and every time, we've always hit the giant wall.
Yes, that is true. However, this is the first time that we've had real human specimens, Yuul. It's different this time.
But how are we going to ask them to help out with this? Like, aren't they under care somewhere else? Or
That is true. And for that reason, I've decided to take a different approach. And instead, I have gathered many materials. In fact, special cargo that I have ordered. In order to, yes, exactly. It's sticks and leaves and whatnot. But they're special sticks and leaves, you see. And they'll be located at the edge of the forest in a truck, and I need you to go and get that truck and bring it back here. But I need you to do so very late at night, if at all possible. 2 a.m. or so would be best, because no one is to know about this special cargo.
Alright, are you... I won't question you, Professor, but I gotta make sure it is just sticks and leaves. Then why must it be done in secret?
They're special sticks and leaves, Yuul. Very special sticks and leaves. Now, would you like to question me further, or will you go and get the sticks and leaves?
Fine, you'll have to tell me more about it when I get back, okay?
Alright. I will reveal all to you as soon as you are back, I promise. But remember, it must be rather late at night, okay?
Alright.
Alright.
Fine.
And before then...
Do you have to walk here?
Do you have to... Oh, yes, you must walk to the forest.
Oh...
You'll be fine. You'll be alright, I'm sure. I'm sure. I know you. That's my Yuul.
Okay.
Make sure that you don't do anything too reckless beforehand. If you know what I mean.
If anything, you are. I mean,
excuse
of
me?
course, I will go get the package you require.
Excellent. Very good.
But
Well,
can I make a deal though? Can I get the weekend off?
let's see. Let me check my schedule. She opens up her schedule book and says, all right, that's fine. However, after that weekend, we have a lot of work to do because I get the feeling that this cargo is going to be our breakthrough.
All right.
All right. Good.
So
now,
yeah,
enjoy your time, I guess, doing whatever it is you youthful hooligans do. I don't know. I'm going to be going deep into my lab.
All right. I am so excited for this job. I hope you have fun, Professor.
The professor just looks at you for a long time and just says, okay, then goes deeper into the lab. Yeah, the professor has a hard time kind of differentiating your emotions, Yuul. But it works in your favor sometimes. It lets you get away with being real sarcastic. All right. So, sit. Hydration check, everyone, as we move on to the next part of our story. Nita actually hits you up and says, "Come back to the dorm so we can get ready for the party."
We have to get ready for the party?
Yeah, it'll be really quick. I just wanna, you know, freshen up and you know, wash my face and stuff like that, and we can leave together. Is that okay?
All right. Make it less than 30 minutes.
Okie dokie.